Welcome back to the exposure stories. The Taliban just shocked the world with what they're building, but here's what almost nobody is talking about. It's not just construction, it's control. Control of water, energy, and even trillions in hidden minerals, the same resources China is already eyeing. One of these projects is so massive, it's the largest of its kind in all of Asia, and if you think that's big, wait until you hear how China is quietly expanding a $60 billion mega corridor straight into Afghanistan. Stay for that. Let's start with what's happening 400 kilometers north, the largest man-made canal in the desert, the Kash-Tepe Canal project. This isn't just any construction project, it's a 115-meter-wide water canal that's even wider than California's famous aqueduct. The canal will divert 20% of the Amu Darya River across northern Afghanistan's desert plains. When completed, it could irrigate 550,000 hectares of farmland, bigger than the entire state of Delaware. This would increase Afghanistan's farmable land by 1/3 and potentially make the country completely self-sufficient in food. Right now, 6,000 workers operate massive excavators around the clock, carving this enormous ditch through some of the world's most challenging terrain. The total estimated cost is $684 million, with the Taliban investing another $100 million, showing they're serious about transforming Afghanistan's economy. But here's the controversial part. Neighboring countries like Uzbekistan and Turkmenistan are getting nervous because they depend on that same river for their cotton fields. Afghanistan is basically saying, we're taking our share whether you like it or not. The Taliban isn't just building within Afghanistan, they're constructing projects that give them leverage over their neighbors, and water has become their most powerful weapon. Beyond the Kash-Tepe Canal, they're building multiple dams across the country. They recently announced new construction on the Bakhshabad Dam, even while facing diplomatic disputes with Iran over water rights. The message is clear. Afghanistan controls the water sources and they'll build whatever they want. These dam projects generate hydroelectric power, making Afghanistan less dependent on energy imports, while also providing irrigation for agriculture and giving them negotiating power with downstream nations. Surprisingly, the Taliban has also been effective at cutting corruption in these projects. Unlike the previous US-backed government, known for siphoning billions in aid, the Taliban seems to be completing projects and using resources efficiently. Reports suggest they've dramatically reduced the corruption that plagued Afghanistan's infrastructure for decades. But the Taliban's ambitions go far beyond water and electricity. They're rebuilding their old capital into something entirely new, Kabul New City. This is not just another construction site, it's a complete reimagining of Afghanistan's urban future. The massive urban project covers 722 square kilometers, almost 1.5 times the size of present-day Kabul. The Taliban plans to build 250,000 residential units that could house up to 3 million people, creating a modern hub to ease Kabul's overcrowding crisis. Phase 1 alone has 206 sections. The Golden City area will offer 42,000 housing units across 372 hectares, while Parcel B, restarted in August 2023, is adding 6,600 more units for 40,000 residents. In late 2024, they began work on Parcel 2.6, a $700 million development for 52,000 more homes, but it's not just about housing. The Taliban envisions universities, clinics, shopping centers, and green spaces, all backed by reliable infrastructure with schools, hospitals, utilities, and parks. The project spans 30 years across 2 phases, featuring commercial, agricultural, and recreational zones. If completed, it would be one of Asia's largest planned cities, transforming Afghanistan's skyline forever. The Taliban understands geography better than most realize. Afghanistan sits at the heart of Asia's most strategic trade routes, and they're building infrastructure to exploit that. In May 2025, China, Pakistan, and the Taliban signed a trilateral agreement to extend the $60 billion China-Pakistan Economic Corridor into Afghanistan. This creates a direct link from China's Xinjiang province through Pakistan into Afghanistan, giving China access to Central Asian markets and Afghanistan's mineral wealth. But the bigger story is the Trans-Afghan Railway project, a $4.8 billion, $573 kilometer rail line connecting Uzbekistan to Pakistan through Afghanistan. It will cut transport times from 35 days to just 4. Construction starts in 2025 and involves building over 300 bridges and 5 massive tunnels across some of the world's harshest landscapes. Meanwhile, the Herat Railway connecting Afghanistan to Iran became operational in 2023, giving Afghanistan direct access to Iranian ports and global trade. The Taliban's message is simple: you might not recognize our government, but you can't ignore our geography. That's also why they revived the long-stalled TAPI pipeline project. Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and India originally planned to transport 33 billion cubic meters of natural gas each year. After decades of delay, the Taliban shocked everyone in September 2024 by restarting construction on Afghanistan's portion of this $10 billion pipeline. Spokesman Zabihullah Mujahid confirmed that work had officially begun after ceremonies with Turkmen officials. The pipeline will run over 1,800 kilometers through volatile regions, but could bring Afghanistan close to $1 billion in annual revenue while creating thousands of jobs. The Taliban sees this as their ticket to energy independence and regional power. What's fascinating is that the original TAPI project was actually negotiated with the Taliban back in 1998, before 9/11 changed everything. Now, 25 years later, they're back in power and picking up exactly where they left off. Another massive project underway is CASA 1000, a $1.2 billion electricity transmission system designed to send hydroelectric power from Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan through Afghanistan into Pakistan. Central Asia has water and power, South Asia has people and demand. CASA 1000 bridges that gap, transmitting enough electricity to power over 1 million homes. Afghanistan itself will keep 300 megawatts for domestic use. The World Bank even approved the project's continuation in 2024 under a special ring-fenced deal where payments bypass the Taliban government but construction continues, meaning Afghanistan still benefits economically. Geography has always been Afghanistan's greatest asset, but now it's also about what lies beneath. Trillions of dollars in untapped minerals, lithium for electric cars, copper for electronics, rare earth elements for technology sit under Afghan soil. The Taliban knows this and is moving fast to monetize it. The Ainak copper mine, long held by China, finally began real operations in mid-2024 after countless delays, with the Taliban providing the stability previous governments couldn't. They've also been aggressively taxing mining operations across the country. According to the World Bank, the Taliban collected $1.54 billion in revenue in 2022, much of it from mining and reconstruction industries. They're now reinvesting that revenue to fund roads, tunnels, and infrastructure, creating a self-sustaining economic loop. A prime example, the Salang Tunnel. Built by the Soviets in 1964, this 2.7-kilometer tunnel connects Afghanistan's north and south through treacherous mountains 11,000 feet above sea level. For decades, it's been one of the world's most dangerous roads, narrow, unventilated, and deadly, with accidents killing dozens yearly. In 1982, a collision sparked explosions that killed over 2,700 people, the deadliest road disaster in history. But in December 2023, the Taliban announced they had completely reconstructed the tunnel, spending $100 million of their own funds, nearly a quarter of Afghanistan's total annual tax revenue. Moves like that show how determined they are to modernize their country through megaprojects. Whether these developments succeed or fail, one thing is clear. The Taliban is reshaping Afghanistan's destiny through infrastructure, resources, and geography. What they're building today could redefine not just Afghanistan's economy, but the balance of power across all of Central Asia.